hate my life. You should kill your parents. All right, today we're talking about Slipknot. If you've never been here before, if you don't know what my name is, it's Michael Martinez, Vincent J. Vera, Matthew Martinez, the Brown Ranger, Jesse Squidward is my last name. Thank you for being here. And today we are going to be talking about Slipknot. They are number one on trending right now. Number one with a song called Unsainted. They've officially, finally, after all these years, become unsainted. And, there was a time in high school where I listened to Slipknot a little bit. I want to give you a little taste of what I enjoyed, like what I became aware of them being capable of. It was very short-lived, but when I heard this song, I was like, oh, they can do that? And then I was very intrigued. And it opened up the door to have me be willing to listen to some more of their things. But when I was in high school, I remember I really liked this song. That's all you get because I don't want to get blocked worldwide. But it's called Vermilion Part 2. That's a Slipknot song. And I was like, whoa, this sounds pretty cool. And then I think after that, I heard Part 1. And I was like, what? What? This is a commercial because I don't have YouTube Red. But here we go. This is just the regular Vermilion. So, obviously harder. Yeah, there you go. But here's the thing. I heard Vermilion Part 2. I thought it was cool. I thought it was nice sounding. It made me a little more willing to hear some of their other things. I heard, what album was that? Whatever the Vermilion album was, there was a couple other ones on there that I used to know the names of them and everything. I can't even remember the names of those tracks anymore, but I was kind of into them. And the drums were the most impressive thing to me. They were so fast, and I thought they were so cool, and I really enjoyed listening to the drums. But I was never into the shouting and all that. It wasn't my thing. I could never... I think one of the most important things about music is that you can relate to it. You feel like it gets you. You get it. And I could just never get into the... There's not a... I'm never going through the day and I'm just having a moment. Never. There's moments like son of a gun or darn it, I'm frustrated. And I'll go to lyrical things for that. Someone who's expressing the same things I'm feeling verbally. And I guess there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for that. Because obviously there's a crowd out there for it. There's a lot of people who go through their day, who go through their day-to-day, who go through their life with a kind of feeling. And you got to feel for them. But obviously, it's made for a certain crowd, right? I'm not going to deny that. There's a market for it. Here's what frustrates me about it. I mean, first of all, I'm going through this video. I'm going through Unsainted. And, it's like, at a certain point, it's like, guys, it's like they're trying too hard now. Back in the, late 90s or whenever maybe they first came out, it was like, whoa, these guys are dark. It's kind of scary. Ooh, I'm having bad dreams about these guys. Now it's like, dude, you're like grandpas now. Give it up. You're like the next Kiss. You're going to become like a meme now. Like, hang it up. Have you seen, the videos of, Marilyn Manson lately? He should have stopped young. That's why these guys like James Dean, Bruce Lee, Richie Valens, they're, immortalized. And they will forever be cool because they died young. Only the good die young. Anyway, these guys... they're like an old boxer. You know, they don't know when to hang it up. And when life doesn't do it for them, they make the wrong choice. And all of a sudden, I mean, just like all the, like the hoods and the pentagrams and like the, you know, I'm giving you the scary eye. I'm a scary dude. Please watch my video, like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm scary. Please buy the album. But I'm real scary, and I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to give you bad dreams when you sleep. But please buy our merch and support us. Come to our concerts. It's like, how the masks, the makeup, the body language, like, I'm sitting here as like a consumer, right? I'm sitting here trying to watch this video. You made this video. Don't act like you didn't write this music. You didn't go into the studio. You didn't practice. You didn't work real hard on recording it. You didn't shoot the video. You did all this stuff so we could watch. And now you're giving me the stink eye like you want to kill me? Nobody's falling for it, bro. You want me to watch this video. They're looking at me like somebody that I crowded in line at Walmart and now we're going to have to get down in the parking lot. They're looking at me like we have beef. But you know they want me to watch. We're the ones that put them on trending. Why is he looking at me like this Hellraiser looking dude with the things coming out of his head? I'm not sure I don't know what any of their names are. It's so lame. Nobody's buying it. It's so frustrating to see these guys on this platform trending, doing their thing. I mean, it would be different if they were like doing their thing and like, thanks guys, support us guys, but they're like looking at you like I should feel bad for watching the video. Like they're getting loke with me. It's making me have some weird feelings. It's confrontational. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. But here's my biggest beef with these dudes. They're getting old. Yeah, it's kind of lame now. People are over it. It's not scary anymore. They're doing the same thing over and over. It's like at a certain point, you've got no new tricks. It's like I was talking about Marilyn Manson back in the day. It was like, whoa, craziest thing ever, Antichrist, you know, and all that. And now it's like, oh, it's sad. Look what happened to this guy. You see the videos of him now. All the comments are like, oh, it's so sad. It's pathetic. Like at some point, you just need to drop off so you'll maintain your legend, you know, your legacy. And these guys are just doing themselves a disservice. But okay, let me get to it. I would think that once upon a time, maybe these guys had the right intentions. I'm gonna take a wild guess. According to the Googs, it looks like Slipknot was founded in 1995. Slipknot is an American heavy metal band from Des Moines, Iowa. That's the hardest place I know. The band was founded in 1995 by percussionist Sean Crahan, drummer Joey Jordison, and bassist Paul Gray. Okay, 1995. So I'm assuming, you know, it was back in 1995. Maybe these guys were outcasts. Maybe they were picked on. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe they didn't have a lot of friends. Just like the original gangs. You know, everyone starts out with the right intentions. Protection, camaraderie, whatever. But I'm going to assume, I don't know, I've never seen the, you know, behind the music. I've never seen, you know, the sad true story of Slipknot and all these other YouTube videos. I'm sure there are. But I'm going to take a wild guess that these guys were probably like social outcasts. And, you know, they did good by themselves. They did right by themselves to kind of form together and do something cool, to really make it, you know, to carve out a living for themselves and do stuff like that. Cool. You made it. You can pay your bills now. You fulfilled your dream. And when they did that, I could only assume that they were these outcasts who didn't really have their place. And you know what? Good for them. They found their place. They made a place for themselves. And they made this thing like for others. I'm sure at the time, at the beginning, it was maybe like a beautiful concept. There are these outcasts coming together and they're going to be like the voice of other outcasts. You know, that's where I'm getting to. There were people who could listen to this music and be like, I can relate to these guys. I have that angst. I'm a loner. I'm a social outcast. I get it. These are my people. You know, maybe that could have started out as a beautiful thing. So I get that. But when I watch this now, I can't help but feel like it's just absolutely feeding into like the anxiety and hatred, anger, paranoia, and really, really bad decisions of today. There's a lot of young people who are really confused, who are really angry, who are really lonely, who are really bullied, who are really unloved, who are really neglected, who are really medicated, who are really unmedicated. Do what you will with those last two. And then they hear this garbage. And it only feeds it. And it only... I feel, my opinion is that instead of feeling a certain way, instead of feeling a certain negative way and taking steps to go in a different direction, you feel a certain way and then you see this and you let it marinate. You're like, oh, there's my people. I'm going to gravitate toward that. And you dwell in it. And it's dark and it's ugly and it looks evil. And it's like, these guys aren't just like giving a voice anymore. These guys, they're like actively trying to like scare and like actively try to push evil. They're not just trying to give you somewhere to turn and give you an ear and give you a platform and make you feel like you're one of them and they're one of you. They're like actively pushing evil now. I mean, they have now for years, but you know, they've just been off the radar. But I watch this and I think of all the garbage we see in the news and all the young people doing horrible things. And I watch this and it's like I said earlier, you dudes are like grandpas now. What do you who do you think? Yeah. I'm sure, you know, you got your, 45-year-old woman driving her pickup that's listening to this and it's like, shut up, Vincent J. Vera, I like this. And you got another dude who's out right now mowing his lawn and he has his headphones on listening to Slipknot and he's like, maybe he's like 60 now and he's like, I don't know, I heard my nephew listening to it and I kind of like it. I used to play drums in high school. And yeah, there's little random ones here and there, but for the most part, you're playing this straight evil to really impressionable youth who often find themselves in dark, lonely, angry, hateful times, hateful moments where they'll come across this and it'll absolutely feed into it and it'll affirm and strengthen every negative, dark thing they're feeling instead of pull them out of it. There's things all around us that can help pull us out of it. A good friend, a good memory, a good phone call, a good song, a good movie, a good lunch, whatever. I don't know. I haven't thought of this beforehand. But then you got something like this placed in front of you, and it just watching the thing felt so ugly. I just feel like, the base of what I'm saying is I hate what they're putting out there because I feel like they know who their audience is. And I feel like they're exploiting it and absolutely taking advantage of it. Because they know that young people listen to it. Young people who are not in a great place, and they will absolutely feed off of it. and therefore just dwell and just decide to live in it instead of have any desire to pull themselves out of it. And I think, I mean, I sound like an old grandpa right now, but I just think it's such an awful example, and I just really hated seeing this. It kind of boggles my mind that there are people out there who enjoy this. It's so weird. It's not even I mean, I know it probably absolutely feels that way and comes across that way, but it's not even just like a straight judgmental thing. Like, oh, you guys are evil. I don't like you. You guys are awful. It's not even like a judgy thing like that. It's like, I feel like defensive, like on behalf of like young impressionable people. Like, I feel like I want to guard them from this. What I like is seeing people who start off with something like dark and, you know, like Tupac. He started off real, you know, gangster heavy and F this, F that. I'm all about me. I'm all about whatever. And then toward the end, he's like, nah, I'm growing up. A lot of the other stuff I said was stupid. Let's mature together. Started telling like more positive type stories. I mean, it's not like he became the Reverend Al Green or anything like that, the Reverend Tupac. But I mean, there was a point where he was like, all right, I've matured. And then boom, they go and get him. But it's kind of nice to see that. These guys haven't grown out of it. I know there are other examples, and my mind is failing me right now, where they lived hard and fast, and they come back now and they're like, that was crazy. I've grown up. I think differently now. I was wild and stupid, and these guys are like, nope. Wah! I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's like, dude, you started there because you were feeling dark and alone and depressed, and you started rocking and you made good for yourself, and it's like, why are you still all dark and depressed? Like, I'm not trying to question people's, like, you know how people are like, oh, you're depressed? Well, just don't be. Just stop. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, have you really, like, because the reason I'm saying that is because I don't believe it. Let me make that clear. Maybe that'll change how you feel about my words. I don't buy it. I don't believe these guys are really living the way they act in these videos. I believe these guys probably have some great families and they have some good money in the bank and they live good. But then they put this front on and they just manipulate the other people that are feeling lonely and depressed, and instead of saying, hey, we were there, let's give you these uplifting words now. I was there with you, man. Let me speak life into you now. They're going to be like, oh, wait, those people are still sad. Let's make sad, dark music. Wow! It's just straight up manipulation. It feels gross. It's dirty. Whatever. I already went on too long. This video is way too long. It's going to take forever exporting. Whatever. Slipknot, you've killed the fan in me. There was a time when I'd be like, oh yeah, Slipknot, they're pretty cool. I like Vermilion. I like Vermilion too. So I guess I'm a fan. I like that one. And then Vermilion 1, But now, Slipknot, you've killed the fan in me. You guys should have just stayed out, man. You didn't have to keep influencing the youth this way. I don't like to see it. I want to see you guys come back with a bluegrass album. That's the only way I'm going to forgive you. You've killed the fan in me. I wanna let this build up inside of me.